Hey there, YouTube fans. This is Diamond Rose here, and today, on July 10th, I'm going to be listening to Cranky, the story of Cranky the Crane. And, this is the 10th story, and, you'll soon hear some more listening stories soon. Alright, on certain days, that is. Anywho, let's get this story started.
Today's story is about Cranky the Crane.
Yep.
And how he learned that small engines can be just as useful as big cranes. Cranky is a very tall green crane who works at Brendam Docks. He has a long crane arm with a hook at the end, which he uses to lift and load all kinds of cargo.
Yep.
Cranky can be a bit grumpy sometimes, but
Hence
he's mostly
his name.
hardworking and kind. It was a windy autumn day on Sodor. Thomas and Percy were busy pushing cars at Brendam Docks when a new crane called Cranky shouted down at them. "You silly little bags," Cranky shouted. "Bring those cars nearer." "Cranes don't tell engines where to put cars," said Thomas. Thomas and Percy thought the new crane was being very grumpy, and they didn't like being bossed around. Later, Thomas and Percy told Gordon and James what had happened with Cranky. "He called us bugs," said Percy.
Yeah.
"You should see things from Cranky's point of view," said Gordon.
What?
"He's high up in the air, and everything below looks very small." "That's right," James laughed. "You small engines must look like bugs to him."
Oh, brother.
The next day, Cranky was still being grumpy, and this was causing things to go wrong.
Again.
"Come on, push those cars closer to me," he shouted at Percy.
Brother Cranky.
Poor Percy didn't like being shouted at. He accidentally pushed the cars into the wrong place, and Cranky dropped his load of sand all over Percy.
Oh!
Then Cranky shouted at Thomas, "Push your cars onto the other line. It'll be easier for me to load these crates."
Dang, he really was
Thomas
really
did as
bossy back
Cranky
then.
But then Cranky realized
Well, then again, he's always
his crane
bossy.
arm wouldn't reach. So he left the stack of crates on the track before anyone noticed. When Thomas and Percy arrived back at Knapford Station, Sir Topham Hatt was waiting for them. He looked very upset. "Thomas, Percy, Cranky tells me you have not been helping at the docks today."
Liar!
"Yes, we have, sir," said Thomas. "We've done everything Cranky asked." "Well, I heard you have caused confusion and delay."
He's
And
lying.
with that, Sir Topham Hatt sent Thomas
Jeez.
and Percy back to Tidmouth Sheds.
Oh, brother.
That evening, a big storm raged across the island.
Ugh,
The
I don't
wind
like
howled,
storms.
rain hammered on the windows, and waves crashed over the dockside wall. Gordon and James had just made a delivery to Brendam Docks, and they took shelter in a shed. "We'll be safe in here," said Gordon.
Think again.
Then, one of the huge waves sent a steamship crashing into the
A
dockside.
steam tramper.
It
Uh-oh.
pushed Cranky over and sent him tumbling to the ground.
Eee!
Then the ship hit the wall of the engine shed. The roof creaked and groaned, then collapsed with a crash.
Oh!
Gordon and James were trapped inside.
Well, so are Henry and
Cranky!
Duck.
Help! Shouted Gordon and James. But Cranky was lying on the ground and couldn't move. "I can't help," he called out.
Oh.
When the storm was over, Sir Topham Hatt sent Thomas and Percy to the docks, and together the two engines pulled Cranky upright again. "I'm sorry I got you into trouble," Cranky said to Thomas and Percy. "The confusion and delay was all my fault, sir," he told Sir Topham Hatt. Sir Topham Hatt was sorry for sending Thomas and Percy to the sheds.
Should
"I
be.
owe you two an apology," he
You
told them.
think?
Cranky lifted the broken shed roof and freed the trapped engines. "Thank you, Cranky," said Gordon. "Well, I had to be rescued before I could help you," said Cranky. "And who would have thought it would be by two little
Ahem.
Cranky was about to say bugs, But he stopped himself and smiled down at Thomas and Percy. "Buy 2 small but really useful engines," he said.
Good.
Cranky can still be found lifting and loading at Brendam Docks. He's a much happier crane, but can still be a bit grumpy.
Yep.
After all, he is called Cranky.
Yep.
The end.
Cranky by name and cranky by nature. Oh, well. Anyway, that was a good story, except some parts that made me mad. But hey, everybody's a critic. Anywho, I hope you all enjoyed this. This has been Diamond Rose saying goodbye, YouTubers, and again, as everyone else has been saying, happy listening.